Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a throwback movie review for this 2000 movie. It's a 24-year-old movie, almost 25 years old now, so it's almost 2.5 decades old, for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, that I got a chance to check out for myself to see what I was going to think of this hour and 47-minute movie. So, I'm going to discuss what I watched for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and give me a second, guys, gotta pause the video. Sorry about that, guys, my mom was calling me for a second. So yeah, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is the movie that I'm reviewing for you guys this Monday afternoon. So, I'm going to discuss what I watched for this movie and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, George Clooney, Ulysses Everett is his character's name, and pretty much he's trying to make an escape plan with Pete and the other guy, Delmar, Tim Blake Nelson's character. Pete is played by John Turturro, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Turturro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Just let me know in the comment section below if I am or not. But pretty much, I've seen John Turturro in many other films, and I think he's one of the best actors I've seen play in pretty big movies lately. Mostly the Transformers movies I've known him from. The first two films, maybe three. I didn't get to watching the third one yet, but that is a movie review that will happen in due time. But still, I think Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was a good movie. I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite movies. There were some jokes that were thrown in the film that were pretty interesting and made it slightly entertaining. So this was a comedy slash. It tried to be comedic at times, and then there were some moments where the execution didn't land some of the time, but it still was a good movie for what it was. I think the story behind it was interesting, the characters were interesting. The funniest part was probably the obstacles thing and RUNOFT thing, run oft. So there were some weird jokes in this movie, but I think for a movie like this, it had a good chemistry with George Clooney, John Turturro, and basically Tim Blake Nelson. Tim Blake Nelson as Delmar. He wasn't that smart in the movie, but at least he played a character that was somewhat entertaining, and they start becoming they're fugitives at the beginning of the movie and are runaways from the chain gang. Their prison or whatever. They're with a chain gang and they're just working on the road, and then they make their escape to try to what George Clooney's character Ulysses Everett didn't explain to them was he's trying to get his wife back, but he told them a lie, which was to find treasure or something. And then at the end of the movie, he basically tells them what he was really going after. Close to the end of the movie, he was trying to win his wife back, just to go see his wife, because there were things that were told from someone else that he got hit by a train or something like that, and I'm like, what? So pretty much, I think the George Nelson thing, George Babyface Nelson, there were a lot of interesting characters in this movie. But overall, I think John Goodman was basically not a good person. He says he's within Christ, and then he just basically scums them out of money, takes their money, and tells them, basically he hits them with a wooden stick or whatever, and basically it's like a broken tree branch, and he hits Tim Blake Nelson in the face and then knocks out George Clooney for a moment. But basically, I think with this movie, it says disenchanted with the daily drudge of crushing rocks on a prison farm in Mississippi, the dapper, silver-tongued Ulysses Everett McGill, George Clooney, the perfect storm, busts loose, except he's still shackled. This is the premise of the movie, but basically with still shackled to his two chain mates from the chain gang, Bad Tempered Pete, John Turturro, and sweet dim-witted Delmar, with nothing to lose and buried loot to regain, but it's lost forever in a flood. The three embark on an adventure of a lifetime in this hilarious offbeat road picture populated with strange characters, including a blind prophet, sexy sirens, and a one-eyed Bible salesman, John Goodman. It's an odyssey filled with chases, close calls, near misses, betrayal that will leave you laughing at every outrageous and surprising twist and turn. But still, this movie did have some good laughs, I'll give it that. And they mentioned Tommy Johnson in the film too, with what I watched. So, basically, the guy who sold his soul to the devil to become a famous guitar player. So basically, this movie was set back in the Great Depression, the 20s and 30s. But overall, if I were to give this movie an actual score, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. Good film. I mean, there were some jokes that were funny through this film, but I wouldn't say this was one of my favorite films. I didn't really laugh too much about this film, but there were some good moments for it. Some funny moments, some good moments, but overall, it was entertaining for what it was. So, 8 out of 10 for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? For this Throwback movie review for Season 5, Episode 5. Hopefully you enjoyed this Throwback movie review, and thanks for watching.